If you wake up around 6:30 in the morning, stare at the ceiling, and feel a weight in your chest before you even stand up, this isn't a motivation problem, and it's not automatically depression either. What you're experiencing is something psychologists describe as occupational misalignment. You've probably been told that work is just life, that stability is something to be grateful for. But when you look at your paycheck and it feels less like income and more like proof of time lost, 40 hours exchanged for a number that barely keeps you afloat, that doesn't make you entitled. It suggests something else entirely. Research shows that some people have a high need for autonomy. And for people wired this way, a traditional 9-to-5 isn't just dull, it's mentally exhausting at a neurological level. Before we break down why this happens, I want to mention this. I've built a small community where I share psychology insights like this in depth. If that sounds like your space, you'll find the link in the description. Now let's talk about the first reason the 9-to-5 feels unbearable. It's something called effort-reward imbalance. Here's the key distinction. Most of you don't hate working. You hate who you're working for. Your brain runs on intrinsic motivation. You want compensation tied to outcomes, not attendance. But in corporate structures, you're paid for presence, not performance. Whether you exceed expectations or do the bare minimum, the reward barely changes. For people with high agency, this feels deeply wrong. Psychologically, this clashes with your need for competence. You have a results-oriented mind trapped inside a time-based system. And that friction builds quiet resentment, which leads to the second issue, the autonomy gap. This isn't just about income. It's about control. Having to ask permission to handle your own life. Being managed by someone who contributes less but dictates more. Being monitored instead of trusted. Studies in occupational psychology consistently show that autonomy predicts job satisfaction more strongly than salary. When autonomy is removed, stress hormones rise. Long-term exposure to low-control environments has even been linked to serious health outcomes. This doesn't mean you're difficult to work with. It means you likely have a strong internal locus of control. You believe your life should be shaped by your actions, not someone else's approval. So does hating the 9-to-5 mean you're destined to struggle financially? Not at all. It means you're suited for what economists call a portfolio income model. Instead of relying on one job to meet every need, you build multiple income streams from different skills. Maybe you freelance part-time. Maybe you sell something digital. Maybe you consult, teach, or create. This connects directly to what's often called the scanner personality or M-shaped mindset, people with diverse interests and overlapping abilities. Psychologists describe this as multipotentiality, the capacity to develop in multiple directions rather than one narrow path. The idea that one person should have one job for life is historically new and deeply unnatural. For most of human history, people adapted seasonally. They did what was needed. They were generalists. Modern work systems prioritize specialization, but research shows that excessive specialization can reduce creativity and accelerate burnout. At some level, you know this system is fragile. You know that loyalty doesn't guarantee security. No matter how skilled you are, you're replaceable. That's why portfolio income works. It spreads risk. If one stream disappears, your entire life doesn't collapse. Only a portion does. Studies on diversified earners show significantly lower financial anxiety compared to traditional employees. Wanting this doesn't make you unstable. It means you're building resilience. Now, people always ask, isn't self-employment risky? Here's the truth no one says out loud. Depending on a single company for your income, healthcare, and future is not safety. It's dependency. Labor data shows the average person changes jobs many times over their life. What feels permanent is statistically temporary. You don't need to quit tomorrow, but you do need to stop blaming yourself for feeling drained. You're not lazy. You're exhausted because you're investing your energy into someone else's structure instead of your own. So start small. One skill, one interest, one experiment. Give your brain evidence that value can come from you, not just through a boss. If you want a deeper breakdown of the M-shaped personality, that video is linked below. And if this perspective resonates with you, leave a fist in the comments so we know we're aligned. Subscribe if you want more psychology like this, and check out the community link in the description. There's more coming, and you'll want to be part of it.